Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the EMAX F3 Magnum Mini. Now this is a little power cube, the 20 by 20 stack for your micros. It comes with an F3 flight controller, and you have a 4-in-1 BLHeli SESC. And the 4-in-1 ESC is rated for 12 amps. I think it bursts up to 15. The F3 flight controller is an Omnibus F3 based flight controller, so it does come with the F3 chip, and it comes with an OSD. And this also comes with a buzzer as well. So this is not a typical, a lot of the Omnibus F3s that you see out there. This is a little bit different layout. It has a much better regulator on here. It's got a 5-volt 3 amp regulator, whereas a lot of the Omnibus F3s have only a 1 or 1.5 amp BEC. So that's a big plus for this. And it all comes with the MPU 6000. That's a big plus. Comes with the buzzer, of course. I think I mentioned that already. There's just a bunch of pins here that connects the flight controller with the ESCs, and not a bunch of wires and cables that could potentially get cut or could get pulled off. So that's also a plus. It also reduces weight and keeps things nice and compact. It does come with a JST connector for your battery lead in the box, but I think most people probably want to use an XT30, and it clearly has a sticker here that labels negative and positive. You can solder on the bottom or on the top, and that goes for also for all the motor leads or the motor wire leads here. You can solder to the bottom or to the top, so that's pretty good. Some of these power cubes only allow you to solder to the top or the bottom, and having the option of doing one or the other is pretty good. So all of the nuts, screws, and standoffs here are M2. If you guys are wondering what size they are, yeah, this will fit probably most boards out there if you have, or most frames out there. So if you have a frame that's an M3, you might want to use like a washer or something to adjust for the size so that it doesn't move around too much, and also maybe for the vibration dampening as well. You want to use one of those little M2 rubber O-rings on with an M3 size frame, and that'll actually keep this nice and mounted well and also vibration free. Now, for those of you that have the Babyhawk-R and we're wondering about the connections for your receiver, so if you guys are wondering about the Babyhawk-R, the flight controller stack that's in the Babyhawk-R is the exact same one that I'm showing you here. It's just that obviously you can't see it, but you can see where the buzzer is there, and also the pins here for the flight controller and the AC. It's the exact same board, and of course the USB comes out the side there. It doesn't come with the capacitor that the Babyhawk-R comes with, but that's going to depend on the motors that you connect it to. So sometimes the motors are going to be more noisy and you might need a capacitor, so you might have to buy one of those separately. This one does not come with the capacitor that the Babyhawk-R comes with. But for those of you that do have the Babyhawk-R and want to know the pinouts where you're going to solder up your receiver, they're going to be over here on the left side of the board here with the USB port facing out to the left. So I think here the proper orientation would be, this will be the front here and the buzzer in the back, and this would be left here. So the pins here on the left side of the board in the front are going to be for your receiver. So it's going to start off here with the square one being your negative or your ground, and then the middle one here is going to be your 5 volts, and then the one on the right here is going to be your signal. So the top row is going to be for S-Bus and PPM receivers. So it's going to be for your FlySky, iBus receivers, FreeSky S-Bus receivers, and your PPM receivers. The second row here is going to be for your Spectrum receivers. So you have ground, 3.3 volts, and then your signal wire for your Spectrum receivers. The 4 pins here on the right side are going to be for your OSD. So you have ground, 5 volts, video in and video out. And then these 3 here on the second row are going to be for your LED. So you have ground, 5 volts, and then your signal wire for your LED. And that's pretty much it here for all the connections. There's nothing else to really connect to on the board. That's pretty much it. You have your boot button here for flashing. And yeah, it's a pretty simple board. Nice features. Pretty good price. I think you can get this anywhere from $40 to $45 depending upon where you shop and if you're using coupons or whatever, if it's on flash sale, etc. I believe it's about $45 right now on Banggood, and I'll put a link to the Banggood site because they're the ones that sent me this review, so I gotta plug them at least. So I pretty much like everything about this board except one thing I think I wish they would have changed. And I think that I would have preferred an F4 chip here instead of an F3 chip. Just because now that with Betaflight 3.2 out, and actually with 3.3 coming out soon, and the dynamic filter feature that's in Betaflight 3.2, you're gonna want to go with an F4, because the dynamic filter, with that turned on an F3, it does eat up a lot more CPU cycles. So you're especially down the road, if you want to future-proof yourself, going with an F3, you might not be able to use certain features that might be coming out that are going to use more CPU cycles. They're going to help you make your little micro drone fly better. And so I wish they would have gone with an F4. It doesn't mean that that the F3 is dead yet. It's just that you might not be able to use certain features in the future, or might be limited in certain ways, because your CPU capacity is sort of, there's an upper ceiling to your CPU capacity on an F3. So that's really the only thing out of this whole board that I think I would have changed. Obviously, 12 amps is probably good enough for 2-inch, 2.5-inch. If you want to go 3-inch and 3S on this, I probably wouldn't use this board, because 12 amps is probably not enough. You probably want to go with something like an HDLRC with like at least a 20 amp 401 AC. So hopefully they'll come out with a new version, the EMAX, if you're listening and watching this video, for the next Mini Magnum F4 chip, and 20 to 25 amp 401 ESC, maybe even BLH 32, and keeping the same price point, same form factor here. I think you'll have a really big winner for the 2018 upcoming year, and I think that'll be very future-proof and will be very versatile and work with a lot of micros. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this review of the EMAX Mini Magnum. Let me know if you have any questions about this product, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.